life, brother.
Baby.
The Philadelphia Eagles are Super Bowl champions. Eagles fans everywhere, this is for you.
Alice fans don't know what these are.
Gets it, Saquon Barkley. First down. Barkley. Saquon. E-A-G-L-E-S-E.
Go Birds, baby!
What is up, everybody? How are we doing tonight? Last show before the New Year. So, again, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year's. We're going to get right into it. Today, we got two special guests for you. One for a little bit, one for the whole show. We got, first, our man, Fratty, the Phillies super fan. He's going to talk some birds, some football, some NFL with us. And then we have Justin Fiorillo. Guys, let's get right into it. Because this week, week 17, it was a crazy one. So, let's kick it off with the first game. It was a Christmas game. The Vikings eliminated the Lions from playoff contention. Caused, I believe it was 5 turnovers by the Lions. What a game.
Yeah, especially if you had fantasy players like Jahmyr Gibbs or Jared Goff. You were not a very happy person because it's championship week and those guys did not perform very well. But yeah, I mean, Lions just totally wet the bed in that game. And, I really thought the Lions were going to be a playoff team this year. And it's really surprising that they're not.
Yeah. I think we all thought that, to be honest. After 15-2 last year, I believe it was. We all pretty much saw them as either the top team in the NFC or one of the top 3 in the NFC.
Yeah, I mean, I'd have to, sit at the end of the season and look at all like how the teams finished, but I'd have to say the Lions might be the most surprising team for me because how did the Lions not make the playoffs? Even most of the beginning of the season they were pretty solid, so it's it's kind of a crazy fall off for them.
Yeah. I was also surprised by the Chiefs fall off as well. I mean, with them, it wasn't like I said that their franchise era is over, and I didn't expect to be so right. You know what I mean? It's just, what an unexpected 2025 we've had, and what a great closeout we have right now with a crazy week. The year that we won the Super Bowl, so it's we're ending a short little era here and heading into the next.
Yeah.
What's our next game on the list?
Next one I had was a Saturday game. Ravens 41, Packers 24. And this one going into it, I was like, oh, this is going to be a rough game. This is going to suck. And boy, was I wrong. Who would have thought the 2 backup quarterbacks would have had a Tom Brady, Peyton Manning-esque duel on a Saturday night to give us a great ending for the Christmas weekend. It was beautiful, but I took a couple things away from that game. The Ravens running game, they're getting hot when they need to. That's big. After Derrick Henry sat for the final 12 minutes of the fourth quarter the week before. And then the other thing is the Packers, man, they're really, really, really depleted with injuries.
Yeah.
Fratty, what are your thoughts on that game?
I didn't see the game, but I heard what's his name? King Henry. He really dominated. I seen him in the highlights. He was just running away from the Packers. And I'll tell you what, Baltimore Ravens fans out there, you guys really saved your season. King Henry saved your season there against the Packers, and I was really surprised how they beat up on the Packers like that. Even though even though Jordan Love was out, I thought the Packers were still going to win that game.
Yeah.
And I was really shocked. And hear me out on this one. I think Baltimore is going to beat Pittsburgh next week. I think that Derrick Henry and that offense is getting hot at the right time. And if they get Lamar Jackson somehow plays this week, no matter who plays at quarterback, I think they could still beat the Pittsburgh Steelers. And I think the Steelers have gone. Well, we'll talk about the Steelers in a little bit, but I think the team they're playing is starting to get a little bit cold at the wrong time. Honestly.
Yeah. When a running back has a really nice season, the season following they seem to be a little bit fatigued. And now that we're getting close to the closing of the season, we're seeing those high caliber running backs starting to really get their game going again. I mean, even though Saquon has been having tough blocking, he's been a little bit more explosive. We see him just waiting to get that breakaway. We see King Henry. I mean, now he's really coming back, and he had 1,900 yards. Nobody really talks about him because he was kind of just Saquon's shadow last season. But, it's like, where'd this come from? Well, it came from the fact that he did great last season, and it's something that happens very often. So it's nice to see these running backs starting to come back, and hopefully we'll see a little more Saquon in the playoffs.
Yeah. Third game, also the other Saturday game, so I kind of went out of chronological order. But we saw the Texans go into LA, beat the Chargers, and what was kind of like a not even back and forth. Like, I feel like the Texans really had their foot on the pedal most of the game. It was just a sloppy game in the first half. There was a lot of turnovers. But the Texans defense once again just showed why they're such a good defense and why they were able to make the turnaround. I think it was 0-3 to start the season. They're a very resilient group, and D'Amico Ryans has his team playing well at the right time. Justin, what did you think about that one?
Well, I mean, you mentioned it. It's the Texans defense. Because I mean, to beat a team like the Chargers and to beat that caliber team, Justin Herbert and whatnot. I mean, the Texans defense is something to be reckoned with, especially if you're in the AFC. And we know a thing or two about really good defense, helping us to victory and whatnot. So Texans should be taken for real. I think it was. I actually picked the Chargers going into that game because maybe I'm just a little biased. They beat us or whatnot, but. I was a little I can't say I'm surprised. I mean, it was a very great matchup, whatnot. But I had the Chargers, but Texans proved me wrong. Texans are a team that maybe this is their year to finally just stop being the Texans of that we all know and love, where they just kind of get knocked out in the first round or whatever, and don't ever make a real run. But in the AFC, maybe this is their year.
Yeah.
So the game we also alluded to. Fred, you brought up the Steelers a couple minutes ago. Let's bring them up again because, boy, did they blow it or what? The Steelers, like hang the banner up there in Pittsburgh for we stopped Myles Garrett from getting the sack record. Well, you also stopped yourselves from winning the division by utterly failing and folding and crumbling against an inferior Browns team that had no reason beating you at all. And then you put up 6 points in what should have been your division-clinching game.
Yeah.
Wasn't Big Ben like 21-0 versus the Browns? Like, he never lost to the Browns. Like, the Steelers don't lose to the Browns. So, like, that's just crazy. It's crazy.
It was a very boring game to watch. I was tuning in because I wanted to see that, Myles Garrett record-breaking sack. Yeah. And oh my gosh, what a mind-drooling game that was. But Browns came out on top. Rodgers was looking extremely angry the whole game. He's just I just imagine working with him. He's just like one of them, like real angry, like almost like when you're an apprentice and you just get paired up with like some old guy who just hates everything and is just really good at his job. Like, I feel like you work with Aaron Rodgers and like you're just so afraid to barely step out of line because this dude's gonna freak out on you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Your defense is good, Paul.
I saw that comment. I would agree. Our defense is better. Yes.
I mean, we have especially after last week, which we'll get to in a second here.
Yeah, and you guys actually are gonna have to get to it probably without me. I was really short lived here today, guys. I actually got my own show, Inside the Eagles. I got to go do right now, so I'm gonna awkwardly just interrupt you guys and head out. So enjoy the rest of the show.
Justin.
Go Birds! Happy to get the dub. Fratty, good to see you as always, and keep doing your thing, guys.
Yes, sir. Thank you, bro.
Thank you, sir.
Peace out, guys.
Yes, sir.
So, all right. Well, the next one we're going to get to the Jaguars and the Colts. A 23-17 win for the Jags. With that, I think honestly, with the Texans win, the Colts were eliminated. But either way, they lost again. They're eliminated. After their start to this season, who would have seen it ending so abruptly? And secondly, when he was brought in, did we really think that Phillip Rivers could actually keep the ship afloat? Like, he did decent. He did pretty solid. Like, didn't blow me away or anything. Like, old man Joe Flacco is still better, I think. But Phillip Rivers did enough to keep his team in the games, I felt like.
Yeah.
And just the rest of the team around him crumbled.
Phillip Rivers, I mean, when he came in, I didn't necessarily doubt him. I kind of had my mindset on this wishful thinking. Like, I would rather have my heart broken expecting him to do so well. I mean, I didn't have very high standards for him. But for not having very low standards, I've been really pleased with how he's been performing. And I have a lot of fun. I love watching them old dudes get out there and toss the ball around. You know, I think he's the first quarterback to ever play a game as a grandfather. So, I mean, cool. But what that means is, in opposition, is that that means he has kids old enough to be like, yo, Dad, I don't think this is a good idea, though.
Right?
It's like they were like, yeah, that's a good, yeah, go ahead. Go, yeah, jump on the Colts. Oh, you're starting, have some fun. Do good out there, Pops. Like, there's no way. If my dad, who's about Phillip Rivers' age, is like, hey, I'm going back, I'm doing it again, I'm going to be like,
look at yourself killed, though, man. Something like that.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then I'm gonna highlight two games. Well, I'll highlight the first one first. It's Seahawks 27, Carolina Panthers 10. I have thoughts for like that whole division, but I'll get to them after I go over the next one, the Dolphins Bucs game. This one though, highly touted last week, at least by us. I know we were like, yeah, it's a big playoff, like implications matchup, and I was like, I think the Panthers could come in there, kind of be a sneaky good team, and all of a sudden, that's not at all what I saw. I saw the Panthers not know what to do. Again, that's another like fumbled away their division. It was a tough game. The Seahawks defense is really, really good, but that's a game where I would have liked to see a lot more fight from the Panthers.
Yeah. I didn't really get to see that game, but we're getting to the point in the year where these are either, depending on where your team stands, these are either the most important games of the season or the most useless games of the season, where some teams you hit 17 and 18. Man, Mikey looks like a real Italian with them hands. Okay, I am part Italian, so you know what I mean.
We got Italian Mooner tonight.
Yeah, and we have
Italian frat and Italian Mooner
too. But yeah.
All right. Well then, the Dolphins Bucs game. I didn't watch that, but the Bucs lost. So that brings me to this question. So I'll ask you first, Freddie. Do you think it is plausible to say that whoever wins the NFC South is going to get bounced in the first round of the playoffs?
No doubt. I mean, there was conversations that they shouldn't even get a home playoff game, that they should go by that the NFL, who knows in the next CBA if they're going to go by records, meaning winning division wouldn't even matter. But it's very likely that the team in the first round who wins the division will get bounced. But here's my thing. Even if Tampa Bay wins on Saturday, doesn't mean they can win the division still.
We're gonna get into that in a minute.
But which brings up one very, very probably 0.1% rare scenario that has rarely even happened in the NFL in the last decade. So.
Well, the last game we're gonna get to was the Sunday night thriller. Like and for the way it started, I thought it was gonna go in a completely different direction than it did. Brock Purdy takes the snap, steps back, fires it right to former Eagle TJ Edwards. He runs it home, pick 6. And then all of a sudden, like, it was just an offensive explosion. Blow for blow for blow for blow for blow. And it ended 42-38 with the 49ers on top. And with that, it does a few things that we'll get into in a little bit. But first, it's all offense, almost no defense. And we've seen this now past probably, 2-3 weeks now for Brock Purdy and the 49ers. They've just been points upon points upon points. So should we be worried or is it maybe like, okay, well, your offense can score some points, but your defense is letting up a lot?
Yeah. What I have to say about that is, there is a little bit of worry early on in the playoffs because, if they're coming from a hot game, They're going to enter into the playoffs a hot team, like the Phillies. When we barely made the playoffs, we ended our streak. Frat knows what I'm talking about. We soared to the World Series. And even though we lost, there was a lot of Philly fans that were happy with how far we came. We just got hot right at the end. And that's something that could happen from the 49ers. But even if they do start off hot, I think they're going to burn out pretty quickly. I don't think we're going to I don't want to eat my words here, but I don't think we're going to see them in any championship game. But, they'll at least be a week 1 or a week 2 threat in the playoffs.
Yeah. Well, moving on, we're gonna talk about the playoffs now.
Look at that.
Speaking of the playoffs, so the current playoff picture and matchups are as follows. In the AFC, Denver is the number 1 seed currently. They could still potentially lose it. We'll get into that in a minute. Currently at number 2 is New England. Number 7 is Buffalo, so it would be New England hosting Buffalo in that wild card game. Number 3 is Jacksonville. Number 6 is Houston, so it would be Jacksonville hosting Houston. And then number 4 is either Well, right now it's Pittsburgh, but coming up this week it's either going to be Pittsburgh or Baltimore. And then the Chargers are in the 6th seed or the 5 seed. Yeah. Chargers are the 5 seed. My fault. So that's what those matchups would be in the NFC. Seattle's number 1. Currently until this weekend. We'll see what happens with that. Chicago's sitting at number 2. Green Bay is locked into 7, so they can't go up. They can't go down. The Eagles are currently the 3 seed. The Rams are currently the 6 seed, so the Rams will be coming to play us. And we can't go any lower than 3. We can only go up to 2. So that should be interesting. We'll get into that as well. And then the NFC South winner, so either the Panthers or the Buccaneers, are sitting at 4. And then they would be hosting San Francisco. That would be a good one. Probably a San Francisco win, but who knows? But currently as it stands, this week we'll go over some. Before we get into the games, we'll just get into like the scenarios basically. And in the AFC last week we had the Broncos win their division, so they're AFC West champions. If they win this week, they are the 1 seed. Plain and simple. Winning, you're the 1 seed. Now, the Patriots who are sitting at the 2 seed, they also won with their win last week and the Bills lost. They are now the 2 seed. They are the AFC East champions. And if they win and the Broncos lose, then the Patriots are the 1 seed. Okay? And then if they lose and the Jaguars win, the Patriots fall down to the 3 seed. Talking about the Jaguars. If the Jaguars can just win this week, they will win the AFC South. Now, if the Jaguars win and the Patriots and Broncos both lose, they could sneak all the way up to the 1 seed. And then, let's see, what else? Steelers, Ravens, went over that. Whoever wins this game, they win the division. They're locked in at the 4 seed. Can't go any higher, can't go any lower. And then the Texans, if the Texans can win and the Jaguars somehow lose to, I believe it's the Titans they play this week, which probably most likely is not going to happen. But if the Texans win, Jaguars, for some unseen reason, lose, the Texans will win the division. But as of now, they're locked in at least 5. And the Chargers, they'll either be 6 or 7, and then the Bills will either be 6 or 7. It just depends on if the Broncos play starters this week and go all out to beat the Chargers, because if they win, they'll get a bye, and the Chargers lose, the Chargers could probably fall down to 7 because the Bills are most likely to win. But if the Bills end up losing, then it'll be 6 Chargers, 7 Bills. But in the NFC, this one's the big one. Why they put it on a Saturday night befuddles me. I don't get it. I think it should be the Sunday night game. A lot of other people think it should be the Sunday night game. But Seattle and San Francisco, whoever wins that, not only wins the division, but they also take the 1 seed. So very big implications for that game there. And then if Seattle loses, they're locked in at 5. They can't go any lower than 5. They'll stay at the 5 seed. They'll go play the NFC South winner. If the 49ers lose, they'll actually fall to 6. And yeah, so the 49ers, if they lose, they fall to 6, I think, unless the Rams lose again.
Oh, wow.
So I think that's how that goes. They fall to 6 because of a tiebreaker with the Rams, I believe. And then if the Bears win, they're locked in at 2. If they lose and the Eagles win, they drop to 3. If the Eagles, win and the Bears win, doesn't matter. Eagles are 3, Bears are 2. And then in the 4 seed, like you were alluding to a little bit ago, Fratty, So with the win last night by the Falcons, it makes things a little more hectic in the NFC South. So the Buccaneers have to win, and they need the Falcons to lose to win their division. Or even if they win and the Falcons win, it'll make the division record, I believe, for the Panthers stronger than the one for the Buccaneers. I don't know how exactly I don't know how deep it goes, but it's like if the Falcons win, all three of them will be 8-9, and the Panthers will have the advantage over it somehow still. So the Panthers will win the NFC South. So the Buccaneers need to not only win, but they need some help from the Saints, who are probably going to be trying to tanking for a better pick. So they better pray that they win and have the Saints win. But if not, they will not make the playoffs. And then, like we already said, Seattle is most likely, if they lose, the 5 seed. If they win, it'll be the Rams. Well, so if the Rams win and Seattle wins, Rams will be 5. If the Rams win and the 49ers win, actually, so I had it wrong. The Rams win and the 49ers win, the Rams will be the 6, the Seattle will be the 5. So I had it right. Never mind. And then, yeah, like I said, Packers locked in at 7. So very, very interesting. We'll get into the Eagles and who they might play in a little bit. But first, we'll just go over like the Week 18 games that have the biggest impact. Starting it off, Thursday, Saturday afternoon at 4:30. I know this one excites everyone. If you're not doing anything, please find something to do because this one will be a snooze fest. You got the 8-8 Panthers going to the 7-9 Buccaneers. I don't even know if I want to watch this game. Like, I just think it's going to be two mid teams going up against each other. What do you think, Freddie?
I'll be watching. In my honest opinion, I think you can blow away one of those dramatic scenarios that you just mentioned. I think we can kiss it goodbye because I think Carolina, in a very low-scoring, boring game, is going to beat Tampa Bay on the road, and I think they'll beat them twice. But who knows? Tampa could beat them at home, but I think Carolina, it'll be like a 20 to 17 game. I think, in my opinion, Carolina will win on the road and bounce back.
Yeah,
their defense will hold up very, very well. So
it's kind of crazy that we're even sitting here for this game. Week 18, 7-9 Buccaneers against the 8-8 Panthers.
It's like every year in the
How
NFC
ridiculous
South.
Is this? Like, we would have never expected this even at midweek. We're sitting there like, are the Panthers, not going to be the worst in their league this year? Like, and then we're sitting there, we're saying, talking about, he said Baker, earlier in the year, he predicted Baker might be in the MVP consideration. As soon as he said that, Baker tanked. The whole team tanked. And it's crazy that they're sitting at 7-9 right now when earlier in the year, it's like the Buccaneers, they're scary. They're number 1. No, I don't even remember them losing 9 games. I thought they were maybe 10 or 9 wins. I didn't know they had a losing record.
Yeah.
And that's what
the Buccaneers have fallen off completely.
Yeah, that's crazy.
But really quick, just to highlight what Todd said, it was a great Christmas for us. Eagles won the division right before it, so hey, that always makes it better. But
Dallas.
What do the Eagles need to do to fix the offense and to make a serious run back to the Super Bowl? Well, Todd,
where do we start?
It's no. It's a very simple fix.
Oh, really?
And yes, very simple. It starts with this week. You rest your starters, and this is why. So, Jalen Carter had a few weeks off, had his shoulders worked on. He came back last week, and he looked phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. Okay? And I think
metal shoulders
I think that if the Eagles' offensive line, which has been banged up, they've been hurt, if they could get even a week off, and then we're going to get Lane Johnson back for the playoffs, if they can just get healthy, I think we're going to see a very different team going into the playoffs. I think the Eagles will easily be able to put up 24 to 28 to, we'll just say 24 to 31 points a game. I really do. This offense is capable of that. And anybody who says they're not is, Cowboys fans. But
the thing is it's coaching and health.
Yeah, it is.
Everybody knows we have the talent to beat everybody.
Yes.
If you don't believe that, then you just don't know ball, or you're just on purposely ignorant. Yeah. You're choosing to say
that, and I think the defense puts us in very good spots, very favorable positions with timely turnovers as well. So that's going to be a big key as well. But moving on to the next Week 18 game, the Saturday night game, the one I was complaining about. The Seattle Seahawks travel to San Francisco to play the 49ers. Winner take all for the division, winner take all for the 1 seed. This is what we saw last year with the Lions and the Vikings, and they made it a Sunday night game. NFL, why don't we do it again? But who knows? I think this is going to be the game where I'm going to say it. I think Sam Darnold's going to infuse some false confidence into those Seahawks fans all across the nation or the state of Washington. Yeah, like I really think that I know San Francisco is on a heater. I know they've been doing good. Brock Purdy with 5 touchdowns in 2 straight games. Like, yeah, they're looking amazing. But Seattle's defense is good. And I think that it needs to be noted that San Francisco's defense is banged up. San Francisco's been banged up all year. Yes, they've won despite it. Yes, they've also played an easy schedule. As the 49ers fans said in 2022, Eagles played a cupcake schedule. Well, you know what? Y'all played an even cupcaker schedule, okay? Cupcakier. Yeah. So I really think that the Seahawks defense will win this game for them. It does help the 49ers that it's at home, but I don't think it's going to hurt the Seattle Seahawks that much. I really do think that Sam Darnold's going to infuse some false confidence with a big performance just to, later on in the playoffs get shut down. But that's a different story for another show. Mm-hmm. What do you think? You think Seahawks or you think 49ers?
I think Seahawks turn up with this one.
Okay.
Like I said, the 49ers could have been a hot game, or they could still be riding their high horse. The Seahawks have a really nice defense and a really nice offense. And in opposition, the 49ers seem to only really have a good offense. Their defense is really banged up. I think Nick Bosa's still out.
Bosa's out.
Fred Warner's out. Yeah, I was about to say.
He might make a return in the playoffs.
Okay.
But might not.
Yeah. But
it depends how far they go.
So for me, I think it's clear. You have even if Sam Darnold has trouble playing in big games, he's going up against a pretty mediocre defense at best. So I think the Seahawks come out on top. I'm not going to give an exact score prediction because this is going to be a very unpredictable game.
Yeah.
But I think Seahawks come out on top with this one. And I wouldn't mind being proven wrong. I'm not a 49ers hater, Dominic. But, I think Seahawks are coming out with this one.
What do you think, Fred? Do you think the 49ers are going to pull it out, or you think it's Seahawks' game to lose?
I disagree with you guys on Seattle. I think it'll be a 34-30 game, and I think the Niners are going to win. I have to take the better quarterback. I think Brock Purdy is a better quarterback than Sam Darnold in big moments. And we're in January now, and Brock Purdy is known to winning football games in January, except when it comes to the bigger games like the Super Bowls,
really, Fred?
And NFC Championship. So I think the Niners.
I was going to say
the Niners will beat Seattle by 4 points, and I'm going to say this: I think the Niners find their way somehow to the NFC Championship, just to get met with the Eagles defense, and this is where the Eagles get better and better each round offensively. Yeah. I think I'm going to say right now. I mean, I originally said the Rams were going to make the NFC Championship, but I might have to change it based on what I've been seeing from them lately. So I really think the Eagles-Niners is an NFC Championship preview. I'm telling you right now.
Okay.
Eagles at San Francisco.
Fratty in the Fratty's Corner hoodie is calling it now. The Eagles-Niners Championship rematch in the NFC Championship in Philadelphia. Well, wait. It would be in San Francisco.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Now, how do you feel about possibly a double rematch? Eagles 49ers, and then Eagles. Well, I guess this would be the third rematch. Eagles Rams,
Patriots. Oh, Eagles Patriots. Ooh, that would be cool.
I would love to see an Eagles Patriots Super Bowl. And before anybody asks, I'm not inviting my brother-in-law over.
Yeah.
Great big Patriots fan. I cannot watch that game with him.
Stupid Patriots.
Win or lose.
His son can come over though.
Oh
we
yeah,
have to indoctrinate him as an Eagles fan.
Oh yeah.
Yes. His little 1-year-old son.
Oh yeah.
But moving on, we have the rest of the good games are at 4:25. So I like what the NFL did with. I do, but I don't like it. It's smart on their part, but at the same time, it's smart because you're going to get the best product on the field, but it's not smart at the same time because it's like nobody is going to want to watch a single 1 o'clock game because they're all mid teams that aren't making the playoffs besides like the Packers is playing. And we're not going to see a single Packer starter touch the field because Matt LaFleur doesn't want to watch his team get any more banged up than it is. But at 4:25, first game, you got the Lions at the Bears. This one's interesting. Like I said, the Eagles could win the 2 seed if the Bears lose and the Eagles win. But as much as like every part of me wants to say the Bears will be all right, the Bears will win this, I see more of a reason for the Lions to win this than the Bears to win this, even though the 2 seed's on the line. I see Dan Campbell looking at his team going, wow, the last couple weeks we have gotten absolutely like hosed. We've gotten smacked around. We've gotten like the Steelers beat us and some crappy penalties. We had 5 turnovers against the Vikings on Christmas, ruined our Christmas. We're eliminated. But you know what? I see my guy Ben Johnson over there who jumped ship from our team to the division rivals. And you know what? They won the division. But we have a chance to spoil it for him. So I could see Dan Campbell in there hyping his team up, getting them ready to go, and saying, you know what, let's let the league remind the league that we're the Detroit Lions and that even though we're not in it this year, we're coming for vengeance, we're coming for blood, and it starts here with the Chicago Bears. Am I wrong? Anybody?
Sounds good to me.
Think the Lions will win it, Frat? Or you think the Bears are just going to smack them around?
I think the Bears win, but it will be, since it's the division game, I think it's going to be a close game, and I think they'll win by at least 6 points.
No 2 seed for the Birds?
Nah. I hope the Bear. I mean, I hope Detroit beats them because.
Yeah, I'm rooting for the Lions, but I might have to lean with Fratty here. I mean, the Bears have been on their hot streak. I think very well the Lions have a great chance of winning, but just logically speaking.
Woo. Ayo, Fratty, give him the business.
That's the official KJ McCoy too.
That's the official Fratty tagline of the Fratty's Corner. Coming to a Phillies post-game show near you. But the next game, I'm going to skip our game because we're going to talk about the Birds separately because we like to do that here because we're a Bird show anyway.
Clearly.
Chargers Broncos. This is like the actual only not even good game because I don't think the Chargers are going to play any starters. I think the Broncos will play starters for the first half just to make sure that they're winning, just to make sure that they have a lead and control. And then if it's like a 21-0 game at half, they're just going to take their starters out. They're going to lock it down to the 1 seed.
It's useless anyways. Broncos is just a comeback team anyway, so it really don't matter. Let them only play the 4th, I guess, because that's all they've done all season long, really.
I see the Chargers winning this one easily, or the Broncos winning this one easily, taking the 1 seed, setting the playoff field for us. But take the stupid sticker off the bill of the hat. Oh, it's not I thought it was the 302 Bird sticker. I was going to say, KJ, that's blasphemy.
No, come on, man. I like it. It's stained up.
Yeah, it's nice. It gives the hat character. Now because his hat's like been in the sun a little bit. If he takes this off, it'll look different.
It'll have that nice perfect black circle. Look, dude, I like my shiny stickers. I love stickers.
Yeah, we like stickers around here.
My Super Bowl champion hat has stickers all on the inside of the brim. All right, come on. I got in trouble for doing that at work when I was younger.
The last game, besides the Eagles game, the last Sunday night football game. Well, not last Sunday night football game, but like the last regular season Sunday night football game is the Ravens at the Steelers. Winner takes the AFC North. Loser gets home packing. Gets sent home packing. But I don't see the Steelers winning, and I think because I think it's because mostly you have Derrick Henry's on a heater, and DK Metcalf is still suspended. I think that, without even realizing it, Steelers fans took that for granted, and that whole situation with the fan is what ends their season. Even though they won that game against the Lions, that situation is going to end their season because we saw last week, Aaron Rodgers had nobody to throw it to. We're pulling old Green Bay Packer practice players, Marquez Valdez-Scantling, out of retirement to play. Dude, give it up already, dude.
Yeah, it's crazy.
great in Green Bay. He was only good that 1 year, and that was like 5 years ago. So it's time to move on. The Steelers, I don't think they have any fight left in them. I think after what happened last week, it was more imperative to them to stopping Myles Garrett from getting the record than it was to win the game. So I just don't think they're in it. I don't think their heads are in it. And I think the Ravens have a breath of new life after Tyler Huntley went into Green Bay. That's a horrible, hard, tough place to play. Okay? And the Packers are a playoff team. They're a good team. Malik Willis was out there slinging it.
He looked good.
And Tyler Huntley said, haha, they don't call me Snoop for no reason. And he went out there and balled out too. Dude, I don't care. Give me Tyler Snoop Huntley. Give me Lamar Jackson. Give me RG3 if he's still on their team or not. I don't know. But I'm taking the Ravens by 100. I think the Ravens are going to repeat as AFC North champions. And they're going to kick off a little mini run in Pittsburgh.
I'm taking the Ravens.
Technically, would have started
101.
Technically, would have started in Green Bay, but yeah. Either way.
Oh no, Fatty's cooking something up here.
Of course, and I'm taking the Ravens too. I think Ravens win by, I'd say at least 8 to 10 points. I think Baltimore wins. Steelers defense will keep them in it, but I think them losing Metcalf into that stupid situation with the fans, them not having him is going to hurt them.
Yeah,
the top receiver. So I think Ravens win by 8 to 10. Steelers defense will keep in it, but their offense won't be able to do enough compared to Baltimore and way King Henry's getting hot.
Yeah, it stinks because DK is one of the most well-rounded receivers in the league, in my opinion. He finally stays healthy, and he's got to shove some.
Tried punching a fan like an idiot.
Yeah, shoved him, hit him. I don't know. It couldn't have been if they're saying something that bad, pull a Joey Bosa and be like, "I make millions of dollars, you idiot," and then just walk away. So,
thoughts on the Diggs brothers making headlines in the same hour today?
Oh, I saw that.
Well, let's just say, I saw a little bit of the story coming from Christmas that Trayvon just wanted to stay there and stay in Washington with some family, and his coach wasn't letting him for some reason. And then he asked again, and the Cowboys weren't trying to let him do that. And he's like, "There's literally no point in me going back to Dallas because I'm just gonna get on a flight and go right back to Washington." He was like, "So I could just stay here," and it NFL players do that a lot during the holidays, and usually there's no issues with it because they were getting time off anyway. They played on a Thursday on Christmas, and then they don't have to play until this Sunday, so they get some time off. But for some reason, they weren't trying to let him do that, which I think a lot of his issues with the team stemmed from the trade of Micah Parsons, which he was a big friend of.
Yeah,
and
that hurt a lot of
people. that hurt a lot of the Dallas defense, and I think that's a big part of their fall off this year. Their defensive fall off is just that was one of their leaders, and to trade him so close to the season is insane.
It was a shock.
Yeah, it's insane.
A fish in cold water.
As far as Stephon Diggs goes, I don't really want to get into that. I just know it's like criminal charges and stuff.
Look,
just stupid players making stupid decisions.
Let's put it this way: one brother is in the news because he's not relevant enough. The other one's in the news because he's too relevant.
There you go. But we actually want to get into something for you. The Hall of Fame finalists.
I'm excited for this one.
They came out today. And let's see. Freddie, I'd love your take on this as well. Me and Mooner both made lists, but this is the list of 12 finalists, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, 15 finalists. My fault. I can't count. 15 finalists. It is Willie Anderson, Drew Brees, Jari Evans, Larry Fitzgerald, Frank Gore, Torrey Holt, Luke Kuechly, Eli Manning, Terrell Suggs, Adam Vinatieri, Reggie Wayne, Kevin Williams, Jason Witten, Darren Woodson, and Marshall Yanda. Those are the 15 finalists. I looked it up on Google just because I wasn't completely sure. It says anywhere from between 4 to 8 players can get selected each year.
Oh, wow.
Just the player has to have 80% of the votes to get selected. So
our
we made lists of 5. Me and Mooner did. But Fratty, I would love to know before we give ours, who are your top 5 out of that group?
Unless you want some time to think.
Yeah, unless you need some time to think that you think would be finalists for the Hall of Fame.
Should we do 6 to split the difference? I mean, between 4 and 8, 6 is ranked.
Yeah, we can do 6.
I think so. My first pick would be the biggest lock on this list, Drew Brees. For sure, he's easily. My second pick, I'm gonna have to go Larry Fitzgerald. I think he gets in easily too. My other pick would be Frank Gore. I think he gets in. I don't think the Holt or Luke Kuechly gets in. I think Eli Manning will get in the Hall of Fame this time. I think he'll get in. I think that Adam Vinatieri, the kicker, will get in, and I think it's a close. My sixth pick, it's a close difference between. It's going to be close, but I think it's between. It would be between Terrell Suggs, Reggie Wayne, and Jason Witten if it ends up being 6 Hall of Famers. That would be my final spot between those 3.
All right.
Of those 3, give me the most likely you think. Who would it be?
That's tough, but I think it's a tough one. I think there's a shot that Jason Witten might get in.
Okay.
Yeah. So that no helmet touchdown was pretty tough.
So we'll say Fratty's list is as follows: Drew Brees, Larry Fitzgerald, Frank Gore, Eli Manning, Adam Vinatieri, and Jason Witten.
Yeah.
Winner. What you got?
So, I mean, nobody here is going to debate that Drew Brees, Fitzgerald, and Frank Gore aren't on the list. Frank Gore has what? The 3rd most rushing yards of all time. Larry Fitzgerald has played 17 seasons and has only dropped 29 passes in his career. He has like 1,400 receptions and has only dropped 30 passes. So he clearly makes the list. Drew Brees, I don't even need to explain why. I think one of these linebackers are going to come in. This is where my big debate was between Kuechly and Suggs, but I think Kuechly is going to be in the Hall of Fame. He had a shorter career. He had a way more tackles than Terrell Suggs. He's known for his tackle. He shut down the middle of the field. He was a dominant tackler, and he could really close down the passing game in the middle. I think Kuechly is a solid pick as well. And for number 5, I don't think any of you are going to say this, but I think Willie Anderson. Willie Anderson should 100% be in the Hall of Fame. One of the best tackles of all time, possibly. He played 13 seasons and has only let up 16 sacks in those 13 seasons. And it's different. You know, that is unbelievable no matter where you play on the field. If you're a guard and you let up 16 sacks, it's less impressive than a tackle. Because a tackle, you have to protect the edge. You have to protect possibly even a blind spot. Yes, I think Terrell Suggs should make it either way. But I have to pick Kuechly over him for this time's sake. I think they both easily deserve it, but I 100% think Willie Anderson should be in this Hall of Fame class.
Who's your last one?
Number 6, like it's tough. All of these guys should really deserve. Torrey Holt's a dog. I'm not a big fan of Eli Manning being in the Hall of Fame yet. I don't know why. It's just his name seems so odd there. Marshall Yonda's great, Jason Witten, but I think they're going to mix it up. I think they're going to throw in Adam Vinatieri. I mean, I've known him since I was a kid. I wasn't really paying attention to football. He's one of the greatest kickers of all time.
Well, it's going to be a very short one because my list is Brees, Fitzgerald, Gore, like everybody else's.
Oh, yeah.
And then Vinatieri.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Kuechly.
Oh, my.
So me and Moon are just back to back. And then shout out Todd because I put your boy on there. My last one was Terrell Suggs.
I think Suggs should be in, but when you look at the faces around him, if I only have to pick 6, I think
it is hard.
I try to add some diversity. I didn't want to just have, I don't want to throw both the linebackers in there, but because if we only go from position wise, Vinatieri would never make the list, but there's always a diversity of all kinds of different positions in there, and I'm really happy about this year. This great pick. Some great picks in the finalist spot.
Yeah. Let's see. Well, so basically, I don't know. It would have to be. We'll say. Would you go Witten or Suggs? If you had to pick between the two.
Witten or
Jason
Suggs?
Witten or Suggs?
I think. Oof. Because here's my thing. It's for diversity's sake. You look at the two players and the dominance that they've had. It's hard to choose one because they're so different from each other. But I think Jason Witten. Okay. I think it's close. It's really close. They're very hard to compare. But I think Witten tops him out.
So then, of our 3 lists, which we gave you, let's see. Crap, what did I do? Oh no. Crap. Oh, I messed up. Oh, back like this. Of the 3 lists I gave you guys, or we gave you guys, we have Drew Brees, Larry Fitzgerald, Frank Gore, and Adam Vinatieri on all of our lists. So those are the top 4. We're gonna say right now it's pretty much a lock for those 4 to get in.
Oh yeah.
And then Luke Kuechly was the second most common between the lists, and then the reason I said Witten or Suggs was because that come down to you because you had Willie Anderson.
I still think you guys should reconsider Willie Anderson.
I mean, he might. So he played a while ago. He might get the like the older vote, like how they give it to like Eric Allen last year.
Yeah,
he might get that.
Yeah, because I think undoubtedly he is a Hall of Famer.
Definitely
nobody's gonna doubt that he's a Hall of Famer. 16 sacks led in 13 seasons. That's ridiculous.
Well, let's get into the heart meat of the show because we got to wrap it up in a little bit. The Eagles. So we didn't really go over any of it. They beat the Bills 13-12. It was a just unbearable, not unbearable. It was just a miserable game in the second half. First half was great. But when I look at the field conditions, when I look at the weather, all of it, it was just a rough game to have to play in and to win. A win is a win at this point in the season.
Defense looks awesome.
Yeah, the defense looks amazing.
I'm so happy about our defense.
Yeah.
I'm on the Vic train, dude. I love Fangio. I hope.
I'm so glad he doesn't want to be a head coach anywhere.
Oh, my gosh. He said he wants to retire in Philadelphia. And oh, my goodness, how excited that makes me. If we could just get one OC that is okay. Like, I'm not even asking for another Kellen Moore. I would love that, by the way. But if we could just get an offensive coordinator that's okay to handle the kind of and understand the kind of talent he has in his hands. Fangio knows the strengths and weaknesses of the team. He knows how to coach the team. He does great. He's a peak defensive coordinator, and he will always have a special place in my heart because of what he's done with his defense and the fact that our defense is so young. With a guy willing to stick around gives me so much hope for the future of Philadelphia. So this is a young defense, and we're gonna stick around.
Joe Jacoby. I don't know who Joe Jacoby is. If you got any more like information on it, please let us know.
I've never
heard of that name, but I'm gonna Google him
Jacoby Brissett.
While we get Fratty's thoughts of what'd you think about the Bills game on Sunday, Frat?
Defense played great, but the offense. I think Jalen Hurts and that offense, the coordinator, he's not really doing too. He's average, an average coordinator. Kevin Patul is a very average coordinator at best.
Below, in my opinion.
Yeah, average to below average. I think
he's slowly getting better. He's learning on the job, but he's just.
But I think, to be quite honest, I think. With our running plays, honestly, We do the same. We literally with Saquon, we do the same plays. Why don't we need to be more creative?
I'm sick of watching him get hit behind the line of scrimmage too.
Yeah, we need to be more creative.
More creative.
More creative, like in Madden with the run plays. You know how they do like the pitch. We need to be a little more creative and pitch the ball and find open gaps. We keep doing the same thing where we're just running into the guy. They need to get more. They need to get more creative with things. They need to do pitch. They need to. Offensive line needs to block a little bit better.
They just gotta get healthy.
They gotta get healthy. I think Lane Johnson should be back by the postseason. I wouldn't even play him this week, honestly.
No, not at all.
I think the starters. I think if starters do play, it'll be very, very few starters this week. Maybe. But I want to see. I think Tank Bigsby. Honestly, I think this is I think Tank Bigsby needs a ton of carries. This week, and we need to utilize him to help out in the postseason as a second back to Saquon Barkley.
Okay.
And I think another thing that's the problem with the Eagles is they need to utilize the tight end position a little bit better with bigger bodies. And I think honestly Dallas Goedert. I mean. We feel like we don't even have no second option at the tight end spot. I mean, we've never really we haven't. We do, and I know we do, but I'm talking about we haven't had a good 1-2 punch at tight end since Zach Ertz was here with Dallas Goedert, and
Jack Stoll. There?
Yes, I did just look that up. He was a lineman for the a tackle for the Redskins back in the day.
And what were you saying, Freddie? Driscoll?
But yeah, I was talking about we had Jack Stoll.
Jack Stoll was good, yeah.
Oh yeah.
And overall,
what do you got for a prediction this week against the Commanders?
Are we facing Josh Johnson again? That awful quarterback?
I believe so. Probably.
Him
or Meyer.
He's probably getting sick of playing against us too.
I think regardless of starters playing or not, I think the Eagles win 27. I'm gonna go 27. I'm gonna say 27-13.
Okay. Well,
I think honestly, I don't think our defense allow even if the backups do not even if the backups play, we shouldn't allow more than 13 points against this depleted Washington Commanders team this week.
Yeah.
What about you, Mooney? What do you think? What are your thoughts on Buffalo, and what are your thoughts on Washington this week?
Well, Buffalo, I kind of already glossed over the thoughts I have about them. You know, our game. I want to know, how do you think? Sorry, without the rain, do you think we're losing that game? Like, our defense did fantastic. All right. Well, our defense did fantastic, but how much of that was also the rain? Eagles were 27-17. Oh, Frat.
Ooh, okay.
You have enough tank. Yeah.
Commanders fan Todd.
Yeah, I know, but you know, as of a prediction for me with the Commanders, though, I think it's gonna be a little bit lower scoring. I think the scoreboard, it's going to be a close game scoreboard wise. It's not gonna really feel like too close of a game. We have good backups. Even if we ran all backups, our offense, I mean, I love the guy. Joey hates it. I talk about him so much.
Nope, start him this week. Bring him out.
Tanner McKee.
This is the week I want to see him.
Tanner McKee. Love the guy. Tank Bigsby, a solid back. And I think that we could go out there, and I'm expecting the game to be like 13-16 or 13-17. Eagles come out on top clearly. I wouldn't be surprised if, our second strings slack a little bit and we have a surprise loss against the Commanders. I wouldn't be surprised if there's a surprise. No, but I think Eagles win this one. Yeah. 17-13, 16-13.
Well, earlier I said that the NFL I don't like what the NFL did. And this is why. So all week on WIP, I've heard, oh, well, you got to play the starters because there's a chance to get the 2 seed. Like, this is why I think it's stupid. I think the NFL should have had one of these teams play at, preferably the Bears, play at 1 o'clock. Then the Eagles at 4:25. Just so everybody knows kind of what they're playing for. But I get why they're not. It's smart. They're trying to get everybody to continue playing starters. So this is where I think of, you know what? No. I don't care for the 1 seed. I don't care for the 2 seed. I don't care for the 2 seed or the 3 seed. And this is why. If the 1 seed is San Francisco, I can see the LA Rams potentially as the 6 seed. They'll play us, okay? Or, well, they'll either play us or the Bears. Now, if they play us, I don't see them winning. But if they play the Bears, I can see them winning. And then that would put them in San Francisco against the 49ers, and that would be a big game, and I can see them coming out on top. If we end up the 2 seed, we play the Packers, who are banged up. That's beautiful. I think that's an easy win. Dare I say it, knock on some wood, but I think it is. Now, if the Bears end up with the 2 seed, which more than likely is probably going to happen, I think it would be dumb of the Eagles to have played their starters this week when it's not like a win and you're guaranteed to get it.
Yeah.
Because if you could win, if it was like a win and you'll get the 2 seed, fine, play the starters, do whatever. Like, then you'd know who your opponent is. But you don't. Now, the good thing is, you will know by Saturday night who you're playing. Whether it's the Rams, the 49ers, or the Seahawks. You'll know. Because it'll be, if the Rams win, like I said, if the Rams win and the Niners win, you're seeing the Rams. If the Rams win, or wait, yeah, what was it? It was the Rams win and the Niners win, you're seeing the Rams. Then the Rams and Seahawks win, you're seeing the Niners. Okay, so yeah, so and the Rams play the Cardinals, the Rams will probably win. But I would rather see, I would say I would rather see the Rams and the Niners, just because the way they are on a heater. But that's again for next week's show. We'll talk. We'll dive into it completely, every matchup, break it all down. But for this week, I don't want to see the Eagles starters play, and this is the other reason why. Not only because I want them rested up for the playoffs, but number two, that 2-point conversion at the end of the game a couple weeks ago. Dan Campbell was crying, or not Dan Campbell. Wow, Dan Quinn. Dan Quinn was crying about it after the game, like, oh, they're trying to run up the score. We lost, we suck. Yeah, whatever. I don't like that because what he said, we'll see them in 2 weeks. Yeah, you'll see our backups because I know what their plan is. I know exactly what their plan is. It's their plan for their idiot defensive coordinator last year in the NFC Championship. Oh, if he's running, we're going to hit him like he's a runner. They're coming out for heads. They're coming out the head hunt. They're coming out to injure the Eagles. They want to beat them up. They don't want to win. They want to beat them up.
That's an excellent point.
That's why I don't want to see a single starter on the field. Last year, week 16 or it was week 15 or 16, Jalen Hurts sliding down. Frankie Louvu dives for his head, gives him a concussion. In the end, it didn't matter. But still, like, we know what Washington can do, and I know what they want to do. And they want to turn they want to ruin our season because of 2 points.
1 point, technically.
Well, yeah, because of 1 point that logically, if you stop and you think about it, maybe there wasn't enough time for a comeback, but even if there was, 9 times out of 10,
it safe.
You're playing it safe, and you're going to take that. You're going to take that risk.
And even if we were running up the score,
we're
taking a risk for 1 point.
Yeah, it's a point.
And you're not going to cry
deep
about the other, freaking 29 we scored on you that you let up? That 1 point is the deficit for you?
Yeah.
Come on, dude.
But I just think it's very important that the Eagles defense or the Eagles offense gets a rest, their offensive line gets rest, and even the defense.
Oh, yeah.
The defense has played a lot this year, and
yeah.
we need them to be on tip-top shape in the playoffs. And to be honest with you, even if the defense starts, it's a wild league to where Cooper DeJean or Quinyon Mitchell don't even have to be touched, and they could blow an Achilles, blow a knee out.
Yeah.
All we need is for Jalen Phillips to blow his leg out again.
Even if we
that's not what we need.
Even if we keep a few players on defense in and take out key guys. I don't want to see Jalen Carter out there. Don't want to see that. If you start Jordan Davis or arguably Jalen Phillips, I don't got a big issue with that. You know what I mean? I don't want to see Bond. I don't want to see Quinyon. Or maybe give Coop a few snaps, but even then I'm iffy. Because but to be fair, without Coop, if it's close, you think of Dory Jackson or who knows.
Keely Ringo, baby. Keely time.
What's happened with Jacorian Bennett? I haven't even seen him.
I don't know if he's back or not. But I really do. I'm gonna predict just a 24-14 Eagles win.
Yeah.
But honestly, we gotta wrap it up because I know the 302 Birds main show is gonna be starting in a few minutes. So this reminds me of the 1980s Packers Bears games, first grade. Yeah.
Bro knows ball.
Todd, that's absolutely right. And we like, for me as a fan, I don't like, we never want to see anybody get injured, but I like, call me crazy, call me insane, whatever you want to say. I'm telling you, that is what the sole goal for the Washington Commanders is. They don't care about winning the game.
Yeah.
They just care about knocking our players out of the game.
Yeah.
It's a division rivalry. That's what it's all about. But they care about their pride, and they care about knocking us out of the game. And I'm telling you, it'll be Frankie Louvu on a dirty hit on somebody if the starters are in. So I don't want to see the starters at all. I don't. Not at all.
They're going to be diving.
It's going to be head first diving at us like
sideline.
It's not worth it.
They're going to be like triple axle into our bench.
Bad enough we don't even get the calls. Like when Jalen Hurts steps out of bounds, it gets leveled by, I think it was Christian Benford.
That was ridiculous. But any other quarterback, it would have.
But we won't get into that because we won, so we don't have to hate.
It's like, the Eagles are the new Chiefs. Patrick Mahomes, if that was him, he would have went.
It would have been an ejection, a fine, a flag, automatic touchdown Chiefs.
Yeah, dude.
But that's pretty much all we got for you guys. Like I said, the main show,
crying.
Main show on tonight as well. I think they're going to start around 9.
Yeah.
We've got Sixers post game tonight. I think, not sure. Tune in later in the year. Our guy Fratty
doing not later in the year.
First thing next year. Next year, because Fratty and the boys. I don't know when. I think maybe January, February. We're going to get an off-season report from the Phillies post-game crew and Fratty, and then once Philly season gets underway, tune into this man right here, Fratty's Corner on the Phillies post-game show.
Oh yeah.
Fratty, let the people know where they can find you on social media.
James Frat and Tony, James Frat Rats, James Frat 1. I think James Frat and Tony 23 on TikTok, and I'm not really on X that much. James Frat and Tony 45.
He's Xing
on X.
Well, we appreciate you coming on tonight. As always, guys, go Birds.
Thank you for the great year.
Thank you for a great 2025.
Final stream. We didn't dwell on it much. I'm not going to dwell on it much either. Final stream of 2025. It's been a great start to this. Had a lot of fun. And we're going to have a whole lot more fun next year.
And we'll see you guys next year.
Yes, sir. How about them Birds, baby?
This is for you.
Alice fans don't know what these are.
Gets it, Saquon Barkley, first down.